Etiefo, mimo bibi akwaba eba Melodies TV so. There are a lot of updates on Chairman Wontumi insensem no eso. Na I want to Mama Matia says I'll keep you updated on this story. Inti update na bano I was say me de etu monim. Now, Endra baby how you do yet? The last report I brought to you yesterday was Emra yenya confirmation say Chairman Wontumi kra no new charges airborne every single day. Na new charge airborne Endra. And it's yes stolen cars. Just cars bia yes ye ewa Canada. Ya babe hu say cars na babe du Chairman Wontumi ensem. Enti enye ono pe ya che obi yesusu se okadiu ne ho. Chairman Wontumi nso ka ho. Mama wati ase yes Canadian police abem. Yes Interpol abem. Yes FBI for nso ewom. Na che se Chairman Wontumi nsem no every single day it keeps growing. So that's where we got to yesterday. In Tiendra Yohani eti say Yababe transfer Chairman Wontumi efi Yuhoku ako NIB, right? And I don't know why that happened, but probably we have seen ya MPP for kukugu Yuhoku na wamoye na. I don't know say Yuhoku fonya security alerts be, and I said they intentionally wanted to do that, or they intentionally wanted to put the story out. Those are security issues. So I don't know whether they intentionally wanted to put the story out so that MPP for ebe free Yuhoku ho no makwa kogu eye BNI and NIB ho yeah. I mean let me call it BNI na Ghana for be ho. So that MPP for no be free Yuhoku ho no makwa kogu BNI or said but I don't know. But that was the story that came out yesterday. Say Chairman Wontumi has been transferred from Yuhoku to BNI. Inti Endra MPP for ekokugu BNI ho. And as usual, most of them were threatening, were saying all sorts of things and all that. As usual, saying ya woman na you know. Inti Andra ya one yeti say Bawumia eba. During the day yeti say Bawumia gada enkrofo na omotumi ape sika no na omodi aba ana omotumi ape japade no. And today I'm going to do a reaction to the Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the MPP. Yebisano ewa Asempa FM. Say 50 million Ghana cedis there. Nankenye sike bia ema MPP4. Di entia na MPP4 to me MP Japadie bisa emfa mbesi awawama emfa mbesi bill emma Chairman Wontumi. Na ehona MPP4 Ashanti Regional Communicator no abe no muka say ani MPP ni bia show say yebeye investigations. Because obape yebe bisa say sika no nya we Tiama MPP phone in Astro. Now they've admitted the reason why I want to me from Japadi and say Chairman Wontumi. Because clearly no omusika omunya no omunim say chronusika. They can't explain how they got that money. So they are all afraid. But yesterday yet to send Bawumia gadan crofo Bawumia nen crofo kasa so that he will come and secure the bill for Chairman Wontumi. Inti Endra ya wahani hu se o afenwuma kenaba. Omama nira BNI ho. Yo one esanso hu say Bawumia nso aba yama nera BNI ho gidi pa na enya asem ketwa enti na me minim say at least yebema Bawumia akwa hu Chairman Wontumi. But later we heard say Bawumia eni afenwuma kemu epie ehwa afenwuma ke na sha ase complaini adenti no mo yesa. And this is what afenwuma ke was putting out. So say we could not see Chairman Wontumi. NIB says he is not their suspect. Only Yuhoku can give the directives. Minority leader Afenyomakin says after meeting with NIB officials to demand Wontumi's release. It's Afenyomakin pie ya no sha se wo complaini. Omo ntumi ehu Chairman Wontumi. Di entia. Ya say Yuhoku fo a omo de Chairman Wontumi aba BNI for ho no. BNI for say omo de enye omo suspect. Nti omo ni tumi a wo say wo moma obi ehu Chairman Wontumi. Into the only people I will mobile to me ama clearance. Ama yehu Chairman Wontumi no eye Yuhoku. Yuhoku fonso ma BNI for clearance behind no. They can't do that. So basically that is what BNI for Edituja. And the MPP obviously they were livid. Bawumia himself angry. Didn't understand why Bibisa then koso. And so let's read this article. Was say why NIB denied Bawumia MPP leaders access to detained Wontumi. Now let's read the story, and then you see now. I say the National Investigations Bureau denied former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and other New Patriotic Party leaders access to the detained Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entwibu-Esiaku, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, citing the need for authorization from the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Minority Leader Alexander Afenyomakin disclosed this after a meeting with NIB officials at their Ridge office on Friday, May 30th. Dr. Bawumia, Afenyomakin, and an entourage of MPP leaders had visited the NIB to check on Chairman Wontumi's welfare, who has been in Yoko's custody since Tuesday, May 27, 2025. Afenyomakin revealed that NIB officials informed them that Chairman Wontumi was not at the Ridge premises, but was being held at the Akaukudi office. The officials stated that access to Wontumi could only be granted upon authorization from Iroko. So the main reason they say, baby ananka omo e feel say Chairman Wontumi owo no, enye ho na Chairman Wontumi wo. And that is the whole thing. Now people are making it look like omo ko baby a Chairman Wontumi wo. Ena yamma wo mu enhu Chairman Wontumi e wo ho. As I won't say no, if they come out and they say it like that, it will sound much more dramatic. Inti ye ko baby a wo no. Romoma yenhu nenim ke komisyon moma yenhu nenim. And so most of the pro MPP bloggers and the pro MPP radio stations, no, that is how they were all reporting it. Ye ko baby a wo omoma yenhu nenim ke komisyon moma yenhu nenim. Edi enta no mo yasa omutrimo den ene mahama and you see same way abe or say MPP ni bi okase bi o say Chairman Wontumi ni Ibrahim Mahama sorry me say Chairman Wontumi o say Mahama ni Ibrahim Mahama munya Chairman Wontumi mayenyo munya Chairman Wontumi mayenyo odwe wa wonti ase me say na Ibrahim Mahama wa yeden ono on ka Chairman Wontumi asem na nti den na mu yi. But the fact of the matter ne say Chairman Wontumi na oni baby Bawumia ekoye no. And that's the details. I don't know who led them to go to that particular office at Wamokoye, but BNI for Trom say, oh, Chairman Wontumi ne krano, baby amwaba no ni ha. Enye ha no wo. Owo kaukudi. Eho no wo. But ne krano. Eno interest e mo sorry ya na mo ko kaukudi ho. Ewo se Yokofo Emma clearance ansa na yetumi ama mo ayeden mo akọ kaukudi ho. Na mo akọ akoyeden mo akọ akọ hu no. Ati ase. No, that was the thing. So say Afenyomakin revealed that NIB officials informed them that Chairman Wontumi was not at the Ridge premises, but was being held at the Akaukudi office. The officials stated that access to Wontumi could only be granted upon authorization from Iroko. I said, well, all those arrangements were made, and upon getting here, they came to tell us a different story. We will keep to it, and I find it very worrying that in a country like Ghana, someone would demand 50 million Ghana cedis before they grant inquiry bill, Afenyomakin said. And you see, then again, yesre Afenyomakin. Same way ya na wakano, onya ikan. They shouldn't make it look like yen na Ghana for we have short memory. Say, on TSC say, Ghana Chrome Hano, Yebema will be bail of 50 million Ghana cedis answer. Hey, Sikane Sododo, let me show Afenyomakin what happened under the MPP. Let me show you something. This story, right? Let me read this story. And then you see. The MPP, Omomo ba bemo a womo pese, Omoma Ghana for Luki say, Ase BBC Nensida no. You see, there are stories. There are stories of how the MPP treated certain people and no NDC officials are. Even some of them omofemu de wuye. Okay? Now look at this story in 2012. Right? Look at this story in 2012. Now I see Woyome granted 54 million bail. And like, we were in this country because the way the MPP is making it look like, no, they are making it sound, say, there is nothing of this sort. I see that. BBC see that. Say Yachi be near granting a bill of 50 million. And that is where I want you to focus on. It has happened in this country before. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, what people don't know, they say, Edubuahin ni Chairman Wontumi na kahwana wo level wo MPP mu. Edubuahin bail la yede to ne so na ye 120 million. Edubuahin 120 million. A Chairman Wontumi mpo de ye 50 million. And I've explained the reasons why I na ye ne sa bail condition in Yama. Now, I see Accra, February 13th, GNA, the Financial Division of the Accra Fast Track High Court, on Monday granted Mr. Alfred Agbeshiwoyome, the businessman at the center of the controversial judgment debt saga, a 54 million bail, 54 million Ghana cedi bail. Mr. Woyome was arrested for his controversial 51 million Ghana cedis judgment debt payment on Friday, February 3rd. Into Mr. Woyome, no, he was involved in a 51 million Ghana cedi scandal. But bail like granted no ye 54 million. The bail amount was even bigger than the alleged sikana yese or ye involved in no. Also in the dock with him were Samuel Nikwe Tete, Chief State Attorney at the Attorney General's Department, Paul Asemenu, Head of Legal Duties, Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, and Gifty Nikwe Tete, a business woman, charged with conspiracy and defrauding by false pretenses and corrupting a public officer. Mr. Woyome pleaded not guilty. And so it goes on, and the story goes on and on and on. But you see, what I had wanted you to see, or what I want you to know, is that if Afenyomakin is coming here and telling Ghanaians, say in a country like Ghana, it is worrying, say, yebe grantee, yebe mobi 50 million bill. It is because it is happening to MPP. That's why Afenyomakin is crying. And I've told you, MPP for there, omo per se, they be a non person who say they are special. Omo to say the normal Ghanaian. That is the only reason why someone like Afenyomakin will be crying over a 50 million Ghana cedi bill. They know, me say, sa 50 million Ghana cedi no, enye sikame MPP for. They know it is no money for them. But they are crying because they know. Omo ba bonti no mo ba be yi omuti. Nsembe pie. Also, he expressed frustration, noting, not at all, he is nowhere to be found. They claim they could not bring him here, and he's still in the custody of NIB at the Akaokudi office. They claim until Iyoko authorizes, we cannot see him. Also, Afenyomakin also criticized the arrest of Chairman Wontumi as a show of power by the governing National Democratic Congress, NDC, suggesting it was an attempt to assert dominance. They just want to teach Wontumi where power lies, he told journalists after the visit. It's Afenyomakin there. Obviously, he has been on that rant. NDC 4 person mutre Chairman Wontumi, say omo NDC 4 no otumi. Intia no mo yesa anyamano na Chairman Wontumi ndi boni bia wonye hwe eno ye say. As Dr. Bawumia echoed concerns about the 50 million Ghana cedi bail condition imposed on Wontumi, questioning its feasibility. Tiha, I don't know how many people in Ghana have properties worth 50 million. He said, believing the condition was designed to prevent Wontumi's timely release. You see, yesterday Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said, Afenyomakin will try to meddle in affairs like this or meddle in politics like this. Not someone like Bawumia. Me say, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, say nya no kware me say sa 50 million Ghana cedis. Nya no kware ye mpesi ye beka wo krom ha. Sa 50 million Ghana cedis no. People who are close to Dr. Bawumia kra no, ebetumi a won japade bia ebedru sa level na ye de ebesi awawa ma Chairman Wontumi. Dr. Bawumia na nkasa kra, obetumi a yesa. But why is it that they are all afraid? Omo yepe, omo nsemeba beto abonten. They will avail themselves. But we said, I told you, we sat in this country and we've seen people close to President Akufo-Addo and the properties they got within the time of Babeyewe. But Dr. Bawumia cannot tell us, say we need 50 million. Wobeka say 50 million no, and yesike doson dodo. Let me show you why I'm saying Dr. Bawumia cannot tell us that. Let me show you why. Oh dear, yeah, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, donations are we making in a. Hey. Let me show you. Inyama Dr. Bawumia waye wo krom ha. This year, keke, just this year. Dr. Bawumia, who is crying over 50 million Ghana cedis, no, just this year, Bawumia alone donated 3 million Ghana cedis to MPP for welfare support. This year alone, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he donated 3 million just this year, keke. But this person is crying and saying, say, hey, 50 million is sondodo. Do you know the amount of money you need to have to easily donate an amount like 3 million? Do you know the amount of money you need to have? I was saying usika broso to the point where you 3 million a free so mobia, you don't even feel a pinch. Feeling puse why you jumabi. That is what we are talking about. But Aba bedroom enkrofo aka ho asem. And so guess what? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will also try to speak about it. And will try to make politics about it. 50 million. And then the MPP for person would say 50 million Ghana cedis say yesika puduo. The same MPP NDC ka say womu use 50 million no. E di ashas yes say omo de beye the Foundation for the Development Bank. Almost say, na sika fian we. Sika we di ase anomenum. Sika fian MPP for now. Criticize the 50 million say sika na ye sika fian, sika we di. Say NDC ni nipa ba ko pe krabe to me sika since 50 million no. They criticize and they do say wo mo 50 million mbra na mfam beli event saying Wontumi a. Almost say sika di ye hu bi da. Poyando, Poyando, said ye yana minimi dino. Ase se woton yen, na woton ye busuafo kra na enya dia sike ye benya. And let the MPP for soon 50 million. MPP for Obia be humo. Everyone will see. And this was Bawumia. Let me read a story. Ase the 2024 flag waving of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has donated a total amount of 3 million to the party to support its welfare initiatives in the first quarter of 2025. It is at 3 million now, Bawumia or the MPP in the crano, and for the whole year, just for the first quarter. The first quarter, for the first 3 months, and Bawumia, what my MPP for 3 million, so we use just for the first 3 months. Or say in January, he handed 2 million Ghana cedis to the National Treasurer on behalf of the General Secretary and National Chairman, and some weeks ago also gave 1 million Ghana cedis as an add-on. This is someone who is crying over 50 million. And the fact that even Bawumia didn't... what we heard, right, was that Bawumia was sort of preparing himself to come and serve as surety for Chairman Wontumi. Right? That was what yen yete. It may not mean say Bawumia ba or be yet document, no. And it was weird because what I was saying is hey, so Bawumia is risking it. And then not just say Chairman Wontumi wa boa Bawumia pan for Bawumia to risk all the politics. So we be ne hu na ye hu ne nsem be bi onya ne sika free ye. What I say because once or then the japade eto ho no wo bie mu pe. Ghana fo be hu Bawumia be bi onya ne sika nyina free. And so for a presidential candidate to do that, was what I was thinking. For a presidential candidate to plan to do that, and me say, hey, and then actually say Chairman Wontumi no, wabwa Bawumia pan because Obian to me back through and match Chairman Wontumi, and then Bawumia is about to do that. That's what we heard that Bawumia was coming to do. Okay. Until say Bawumia ba be do ye, yebeti and say Bawumia was complaining about the amount, say, sikane sododo, na krum hagana, one de benye say sikano, and ya one. But you see, we live in a country where the statistics show, say, just about 5% of Ghanaians earn above 5,000 Ghana cedis. Inti, say, the Bawumia, ninsem no, de ya semwa. And the yamobi bill of 10,000 Ghana cedis krana, the person shouldn't be able, or people should not be able to afford it. Because Bawumia semwa what can say 50 million Ghana cedis, and no Ghana for saying, and it was say sikano ukrum ha. Inti di interna sikane so sa, and it is based on that feeling, no interna what they kasa say, enye right, say ye this is sikana to Chairman Wontumi so. Not based on the fact that who Chairman Wontumi is. Probably or a flight risk. And you know, say ye pese ye money bill bonda ye say ya de be more drew. He's not thinking about that. But he's being emotional and he's speaking, say 50 million nkrofo say newo. But Chrome Hano, only 5% of the working population in this country make above 5,000 cedis every single month. It is saying ke yema Bawumia 10,000 krana. 10,000 no obi nso obeka say 10,000 Ghana cedis Ghana for saying enewo. Ghana for saying newo 10,000 Ghana cedis e more account mo in there. It will shock you. A lot of people don't have that amount of money. Inti yesre Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Oma afen me say afenyoma kemokra wo moka sa asem no kra no. Even they are not supposed to say that. But yanti kroma na afenyoma ke beka tre and say okoji loan facility. Let me show you that. I'm going to show you every story and I'm doing it live so you see. You are going to see. Afenyoma can receive meba. I'm going to do it so we all see. Yeti kroma. That I say afenyoma can. I see. This is what afenyoma can any. This is afenyoma can. Afenyoma can. Embra ye vetina. Ye ka say owe japadie bi japadie ne kese ne den. I say I got married at 22, started multiple companies and received more than $15 million from banks to expand my business. Afenyoma explains how he acquired massive state lands as a young man. It's Afenyoma say on OD 22 and obi enyuma bebre. Osha bosia onya ya odi bi enyuma na at the age of 22 a $15 million. It's Afenyoma person say after receiving the $15 million and the wama Ghana for ati say which ya sa ekani ni na ewie no. Afenyoma person train and say at least only $5 million e wo ho. And they say na ke bad business. Because years ago now Afenyoma can say we receive 15 or 22 years now we receive $15 million. No the BNI ejuma na to over 20 years on still ebia we ejuma no scale up and as we make amount of money we dey share ejuma ni mo and the business be na akokoye. And so clearly no Afenyoma can edu say one church and nsemu no or church a medium yesikeni minya sika ntem na mi yesikeni belebele me ya akola ni na minya sika because ye bo me bosia na me di bi enwuma bebre our cast a common no way. Today the same Afenyoma is crying and telling Ghanaians say $5 million sika sundodo Ghana for ni say sika no obi ni say sika no, and then Bawumia is also part. Me say Afenyoma can he's not even supposed to be saying that, but Bawumia so aba beka ho obi a this year ya we donated 3 million o sika ne sundodo. So as I was saying, some of us we thought say Bawumia eba bedru hono. What he was coming to do was to come and serve as a surety. But obedru hono, em say Bawumia so den sapan and ebae. Oba be complaining say sikane do sondodo. So probably he was just there to show face, to sort of show solidarity, so that it will feel like that chibino asemba yebeka so eto Chairman Wontumi no yejina man. That's what I say. Now, I say he assured that the MPP would pursue legal avenues to ensure Wontumi's release. Chairman Wontumi was transferred from Rioco's headquarters to the NIB office on Friday, May 30th, as part of ongoing investigations into alleged criminal offenses, including fraud, causing financial loss to the state, and money laundering. So basically, this is that. Now I come to the point where, what is my thought on it? Se Bawumia ko hona yama Bawumia hunu no. Then see what happened. Okay. Now I'm going to speak on that as what's the word? I'm going to speak on that as honest as ever. The word I'm looking for is not honest, but there is a word, right? I'm going to be a friend saying, anyway. Intino me bekasa also, and you all know my stance on this issue, but I'm going to speak on this now. In the first place, you know, Bawumia is a former vice president. And so by virtue of being a former vice president, you know, he's supposed to have that respect. No matter NDC or MPP, Bawumia do baby. I mean, of course, him. Or you have former vice president, but Bawumia do baby. Ye baby kwayamano. Me ne one Bawumia ko baby. Ye baby kwayamano ne ye jayin. Just for the fact that he was a former vice president. So Bawumia has that should I say anointing? Is it that anointing? Just for the want of a better word. I don't know why today I'm missing my words like that. But you understand what I'm saying? So Bawumia has that, okay? He has that privilege. Yes, that's the word. Bawumia has that privilege, okay? Now, for me, I think, say, for Bawumia to go to BNI, and then for BNI to refuse to allow Bawumia to see Chairman Wontumi, no. It is more like propaganda worthy for the MPP. Okay. Now, there is something called rage baiting. And at this point, with the Chairman Wontumi issue, no, over the MPP phoning they are sort of rage baiting. Yesterday, na me hear news, and I make notification be na me say yes, or yeah, observation be, and I say yes, or yeah, right. I say what her MPP for the omo ye ninana. I say they want to provoke the police so that the police will act. But the police have really been professional. We've not seen the police, no, because we've seen videos of MPP for more so more sheta penny no mu ye gidi. But yen who video police ni ato ninsa abo MPP ni bi. Yen who video police ni ayese watch MPP ni bi. But some of the elements of the MPP supporters, no, they are going wild at the police and the likes. And so, member police for number, so they have been extremely professional. Senior na MPP for besa any degenerate. That is why, and then Yebeka said about Otribefi. That is why Otribefi came out to say, so we release we are Ghana best say ye best say Ghana ni we ni nano. It's because they omo person mo ye rage bait. Yes, set a trap. Before police for non so active, police for ko actia, be excessive force. Police for no more guard we ne kran me hu mpo say ebia na ebi me hu mpo say na ebi ekretu. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. But they have been extremely professional with this, and they've handled the case really well. Now, why I think say Bawumia it has propaganda value. The MPP can use it for propaganda. And the MP and the NDC for Asamomeka and the NDC for hey omonye ni papa o. Inti Bawumia mukra ko hokra ya mane hu Chairman Wontumi NDC for Trimodio. So it has that propaganda value that they are going to use. MPP for be use. But then the question is that Bawumia bano, did he follow protocol? And I think say none of us will get to know. Bawumia bano, is it that he just informed the MPP side? Say meba, me ye Bawumia intino, ye be ma be remu inti me ko. Eno de ba ho ana, ena indeed ye ma ni remu a, okodu ho wie ye. Ye ka say da bi Chairman Wontumi wo ni ha. Did Bawumia do that? We don't know. Because I feel say if Bawumia indeed followed protocol, he would have probably known say sa baby a wo mo call ho na nye ho ena na Chairman Wontumi wo. I feel like if Bawumia followed protocol, he would have known, say, in fact, and he would have been told, say, oh, so open so who Chairman Wontumi a. It was say Iroko for my clearance and sana yama kwa ma we huno. Because it looks like they didn't know that Iroko was supposed to utie afenyoma ken video no nsemo na woka. I say we came here and they told us that he's an Iroko suspect and so they can't let us see him. And okay, say fair enough. Afenyoma can even admitted to that, say indeed. In security issues, no, sanity. And so my question is that did Bawumia follow protocol? Did he just go there for going sake? Or you're not doing say me a former vice president. Say me ko wa mimbi say tree and he know a dear ne was ye. For me, I think say probably maybe they tried to follow the protocol and they saw that omo follow protocol no near person ye clear Chairman Wontumi. Ebia ebeche. Ebia yepese ye clear say Bawumia okay, yepese ohun Chairman Wontumi ebeche. And you see, it was at that moment about Bawumia, personally, I feel say, a person crofo who say, also solidarize it with Chairman Wontumi. Inti me nkona crofo who say maba. Okay? We are one. The story I'm going to bring on this particular issue, no be who say, whatever is going on, no, politics. Even in the MPP crano, internal politics at play. Internal politics at play. The fact that Bawumia got there, internal politics at play. Because listen, you understand in my next post, but let me give you just a hint. Listen, Kennedy Japan will be contesting against Bawumia. And they will all be contesting against Brian Champon. Why am I saying that? Because Andy Apia Kubi, days before Yebe arrested Chairman Wontumi no, and the appear could be Babontin Ebabe announced say Brian Champon will be contesting as presidential candidate on the ticket of MPP. He'll be contesting, say MPP former Ndane flag bearer. And the appear could be now and Ebema Yekan. Right? Obekan ma yetiasie. Now, Kennedy Japan, we saw say na wako Iroko ho, and we all know say Kennedy Japan ne Chairman Wontumi asem. But we saw him Iroko premises. Na Kennedy Japan koko kan say NDC for omo MPP time emra no mo person mo che ato force etum no. NDC for MPs no show solidarity. So until say the entire MPP for no, they are not doing that to Chairman Wontumi. They are not doing that for Chairman Wontumi. Until the next day, you know the relationship between Kennedy Japan and Afenyomakin as well. Very good friends. Okan the next day, Afenyomakin, ekokoye di oye ya womunsu yes we are showing solidarity ya womukoko machi ya womuko tenase no. So that no was from Kennedy Japan. So people from the camp of, in fact, Kennedy Japan spoke against Onuankasane camp in Crawford. Kennedy Japan Onuankasane camp in Crawford no more kasetia. Chairman Wontumi Kennedy Japan nankasa ni inside man ebabeka se wono no ma Chairman Wontumi information say police phone ko ni fie nkonko chino. Kennedy Japan spoke against Onuankasane nipa. If any George Tete said yen. And so right then and then you saw that the internal politics, the MPP for internal politics, no, Ashasi. And for me, I think that the reason why Bawumia got there was this. In the evening, okay, and the Apia Kubi, who is also on the side of Brian Champon, Tio, Kennedy Japan is a candidate for MPP flag bearership. Bawumia is a candidate for MPP flag bearership. And the Apia Kubi, who came to announce, said Brian Champon, and Super Woko. And Brian Champon has issued a statement to prove that indeed, on the impenyufo atenase, and the appear could be a part of some impenyufo no Brian Champon atenase or cast a wopesoko as a year presidential candidate. No. Yenya who say, and the appear could be or ye Brian Champon or Brian Champon group no no. But to me, I quack who Brian because you say Brian Champon, you know the Wosikano or properties, it will come her. You will say, and the appear could be yet say, but to me, I quack who Brian Champon. No person Brian Champon, Eba Bejina as surety. Emma, Chairman Wontumi. In fact, yesterday evening, and the appear could be Babeka said, indeed, Brian Champon, Ababejina, inti womoda Brian Champon ase. Inti inside the MPP no, the omotse ye no. Inti Kennedy Japan wako, oni Bawumia any track sorry, oni event saying, Chairman Wontumi kon. Nanso wako shows solidarity. Inti it is giving Kennedy Japan, he has spoken against his own people. And so it is giving Kennedy Japan some points in the face of the neutral people in the MPP. Okay? Aside that, no, Bawumia to say, Brian Champon so baba bejinemu ama Wontumi. And obian if say Wontumi so supported Bawumia. Inti Bawumia dream no, say when one quad there, ye the beye adietia no. That is why Bawumia, I believe that's why Bawumia Wednesday. Because ne papa mu no Bawumia na ke wo se wo fa the right channel. Inti se we tumi akwa akodu. Ne ya ma ne kwan a, that means Bawumia didn't use the right channel. Inti me hu ne say what he saw say na AC no eno di mirika ekokopie mu ewo ho. That's what I personally think. And this is what I think is the reason why Bawumia was denied. Montre mo adwen ewo comment box ni mu. Me da se.